Hi guys, welcome back, and today we're going to be reviewing or going over a specialized carbon comp which I managed to pick up from my local bicycle store and give it a go and just see how it compares to my current bike, which is a Camber. So let's have a look at the bike. It comes with obviously full carbon. The front triangle and the rear triangle is carbon. The front train ring is a 32 SRAM train ring. The rear is NX derailleur with the cassette along with an NX shifter. The brakes are also from Shimano and the front shocks are RockShox. The rear shock is also RockShox, but it does have the brain, which I will show you in a few minutes. And there is no difference between, or very little difference between, the 2019 and the 2018 Epic. One of the differences is the length of the stem. They've gone shorter this year and they've given a wider handlebars. I think the length is 75 now, as opposed to last year it was slightly shorter. The seat is a Phenom, which I've actually got on my Camber as well, although I've got the wider one. This is the standard size one. It comes with one bottle cage with the multi-tool at the bottom here, which you can take out. Have a look at. So that comes standard. Weighing the bike on my non-scientific method, it comes out to 12.2 kilograms. You can set the brain fade here, so you've got quite a few settings between how you're going to run it. I ran it on hard. I've done 80 k's on the bike, run it on hard. And to me, this is probably the best setting for my type of riding or style of riding. The bottom bracket is the screwing type, not press fit. The Camber has the press fit, and the screwing type is obviously, in my opinion, better. It's placed for a second bottle cage over here. It's obviously the large model. Now, having had a look at the bike, let's go over some of my thoughts and individual components. The brakes, the SRAM brakes, are not as good as the Shimano brakes. They have almost a spongy type feeling, but if I bought the bike, I would probably leave the brakes, as it's not that big a issue, but they are definitely not as good as the Shimano brakes. The drivetrain is an NX drivetrain, and having ridden the GX drivetrain for 2 years now, there's definitely a different feel between the GX and the NX. The NX definitely does not shift as crisply and has a completely different feel to it. The next issue is it's got the small gear at the back is only an 11 as opposed to a 10 on the GX, and this, when combined with a 32 chainring in the front, results in the fact that even on a flat I can spin out. So if you had to buy the bike, I would definitely recommend changing the 32 in the front to a 34 if you're going to keep the NX drivetrain at the back. The brain on this bike, and I think it came in on the 2018 version, is version 2 of the brain. It's a love-hate thing. A lot of guys hate the brain, others love them. I think it's awesome. I love the technology, the thinking behind it. It keeps the bike stiff when you ride. Obviously, you go over a bump, it loosens up, suspension kicks in, intelligent suspension, nothing better. Obviously, there's a bit of a feel. It feels almost like your tires are flat and you've ridden over like a stone and it's hitting the rim. You've got to get used to that feeling, but after you got used to it, the efficiency of the suspension definitely outweighs any negativity with that feeling. The bike also feels very light and fast. When you get on it, you definitely feel like this is a race bike and it wants to go fast. It does go fast. Especially on uphills, this bike climbs like a dream. In fact, today when I rode the bike, I climbed up some hills in record times. Now, this leads me to an interesting thing. My camber, I weighed the camber, I weighed the Epic, and there's only 200 grams difference between it. Obviously the camber being slightly 200 grams heavier, although the Epic feels lighter and faster. And when you ride the two on the same sort of sections and you look at Strava, the Epic is definitely faster. Now, I don't know if that's just down to the fact that the brain is obviously making it so much more efficient. In other words, less losses from bobbing suspension and that type of stuff, which is introduced in the camber, which obviously doesn't have the brain. But it makes a huge difference. And the overall feeling about the bike is, this bike is awesome. It really climbs very well. On the straights, it is extremely fast. Like I was saying, with the NX drivetrain and the 32 in the front, I can even spin out on the straights, which I don't often do on my camber, although my camber does have the GX, which is the 10 at the back, so I don't know if that's really a fair comparison. But yeah, the bike is absolutely awesome. And would I recommend buying it? Definitely. It's a race bike. When you get on it, it wants to be ridden hard. It doesn't want to be a casual ride. You actually feel like you want to ride it hard, and therefore I think you do ride it hard. The only thing that I'm still a little bit perplexed about is, why does it feel so much lighter than the camber? I mean, 200 grams in it does not really, you're not going to feel the 200 grams in my opinion. So maybe you can leave in the comments what your feelings are as to why the camber feels so much lighter. And thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you next time.